Welcome back to Stop My Crisis. I am your host, Vivian Gaspar, and I'm very fortunate to have someone who brings a very unique, uncommon problem here to your attention. Denise Wennogle is an amazing attorney. She actually talks about something most people have not heard of. When we think of divorce, we think of aggressive behavior, people who hate each other and just can't wait to see what they can get out of the situation and maybe even hurt the person they were supposed to love for who knows how many years. Denise is here to blow that concept out of the water with collaborative divorce. Denise is a family law attorney from Morristown who does practice in New Jersey, and she has discovered collaborative divorce about 10 years ago. She focuses on smart and sensible solutions for families utilizing litigation as a last resort. Thank you so much, Denise. I really appreciate you being here. What you have to say, I think, impacts so many people, but people forget most families have children, and those are the ones who really need to benefit the most from their mom and dad getting along again, even if they need to divorce. Tell me, what did you discover when it came to this relatively unheard of concept called collaborative divorce?
So collaborative divorce is an out-of-court settlement process, very similar to mediation, but without the use of mediators. It's confidential, and it's also non-adversarial, which is beneficial to every family that would go through that.
Tell me about a story that you think that just pops out of your mind that helped people, that was something that they didn't expect, perhaps.
Well, in the collaborative process, sometimes we use child specialists, and we had a couple who were in the process where they couldn't decide where their first grader would start school. And instead of sending them out to a custody evaluation or having a judge make the decision, we sent them to a child specialist who interviewed both parties and the child, with the parties and the child, and then made the decision for the couple.
That is a fantastic strategy instead of the typical adversarial.
Right.
What else are very important key points that you normally tell prospective clients of yours about collaborative law?
Well, it's not for everybody. There needs to be a sense of trust and openness to enter into a collaborative participation agreement. And that's the hallmark of collaborative, is that there's a participation agreement signed by both the parties and their lawyers that really states their commitment to having an amicable process, to following this through in a positive way for their family. If either party decides to leave the process and go the traditional litigation, both parties must obtain new attorneys, because we would have to recuse ourselves.
That's something interesting. I thought you'd just switch a process with the same attorneys. That's really important information.
It's a very important aspect of this, but it's really important because it gives the commitment of the parties right in the beginning. And the participation agreement is very important because there are people out there, other attorneys, that think they're going to do a collaborative case, but then they refuse to sign the participation agreement.
I see.
And that's really key to getting everybody on board and working collaboratively together.
Does collaborative divorce end up usually being a shorter divorce than something that's more adversarial?
It can be. It can be. It depends on how quickly the parties actually resolve all their issues, but we have two attorneys working at the table with them directly, and we're able to give ideas that maybe they hadn't thought of, and the process does seem to go quicker than a normal adversarial process.
I think that is the best takeaway, because people, once they decide they have to divorce, they just want it to be done and over with.
Right. The key here is both parties realizing that they are getting divorced. Like you said, divorce is really difficult. So most of the time that difficulty stems because one party wants a divorce and the other party is not ready for the divorce. So getting them to that point, utilizing the divorce coaches, is a real bonus for the collaborative process.
This, I think, is information that a lot of people have never heard of. Thank you, Denise. This has been very, very valuable.
Thank you.
I appreciate the value in this. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.